Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday introduction to Lifeway and the X39 technology, where we do, a brief introduction to this very special company, Lifeway. I am your co-host, Robin Blank Mascari, along with my partner, Gregory, and Gregory will do a short presentation about the company, the history, the technology, and our founder, inventor, David Schmidt. And then we bring on our special guest, Dr. Barbara Jennings is with us tonight. Yay. And we'll talk a little bit for a while, and then it's your turn. If you have stories to share or questions to ask, please put them in the Q&A. And those are the only ones I'm going to read. And a little warning, if you want to have me ask them or share them, please do it soon, because we're not going to stay as late as we usually do tonight. So let's get the ball on the road, and I'm going to turn things over to my very special darling, Gregory. Oops, only half your head is there.
Yeah, that was a little bright, wasn't it? Okay, well,
go ahead.
I'm all here and I'm ready to go. So thanks, Robin, and good evening, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And here we go to the stem cell revolution. And we're going to talk about activating your stem cells. So if you're brand new, we're going to give you some background, as Robin said, on the company, the founder, the science, and the products. So this will be short and to the point. And then we're going to let Robin come back on, and our guest doctor tonight kind of dig in a little deeper. So before we get started, I wanted to share with you a kind of a wake up I had a number of years ago. I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, younger. And can many of you relate to that? You know, getting old and the symptoms of aging is not so cool. So let me ask you a personal question. If anything were possible, what's one thing you'd choose to experience differently in your health, or maybe in the health of someone you love and care for? You know, what difference would that make? And what difference would it make for you? What difference would it make for them? So with that being said, I do want to remind everyone that our products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, or diagnose any disease. However, they do help our bodies to get back into a more healthy, regenerative mode. And many times wonderful things then begin to happen. So let's talk about the stem cell revolution, because we believe everyone wants to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And stem cells are the key because they're a vital part of our immune system that helps to repair and regenerate damaged cells in every organ, gland, tissue, muscle, bone, everywhere throughout our bodies. The problem is, the older we get, the less stem cells we have. And by age 60, only a small percentage remain. And sadly, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. So would you like to learn on how to put the brakes on the aging process? Well, that's what we're here to talk to you tonight about. So what about stem cell injections? They've become quite popular, but you know what? They're quite expensive. Robin looked into that before we found Lifeway, and they can be thousands or tens of thousands of dollars. And they can be painful, risky, sometimes controversial, with no guaranteed results. You could spend a lot of money with limited results, or maybe wonderful results, but you could spend a lot of money to get there and find out. Well, with the good news we're going to share with you tonight is you can look, feel, perform, and live younger with a historic breakthrough in stem cell activation. It's a new wearable technology in patch form. It's affordable, it's safe, it's non-invasive, it's drug-free, and it's a patented form of phototherapy that uses very specific frequencies of light to increase and improve our stem cell activity. This is the brainchild of our visionary founder and CEO, David Schmidt, who's not only a brilliant scientist and researcher. David's also a genius inventor with over 130 patents and patent pendings. And he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 20 years. And during this time, he's already conducted over 80 clinical studies, some of them double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical studies, proving the efficacy of Lifeway phototherapy technologies and patches. And many more studies are always in the works, but David is a very science-driven guy. And you know what? Lifeway is a very science-driven company. It's a 17-year-old advanced technology research and development company. It was founded back in 2004 based on an energy-enhancing technology David developed for Navy SEALs to increase their strength, their stamina, and their performance without the use of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. It turned out to be so effective, it's now used by world-class athletes around the world in almost every sport. And we do have corporate headquarters, laboratory and manufacturing, diversified between California, Utah, and Ireland, with global distribution to over 75 countries from our 15 global distribution centers. So the word is getting out on Lifeway, and our patches are now used by pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport. The media has begun to notice, and you know what? You might too, if you start looking more carefully at some of your favorite athletes and you see these little auspicious patches on key places throughout their body. That's Lifeway. So how does this amazing technology work? Well, it's based on a type of light therapy called photobiomodulation. And Lifeway patches contain very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals. When they're applied or near our body, they're activated by our body heat, and then they then begin to emit very specific wavelengths of light, which stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in our body. So this is known as photobiomodulation, and it is the foundation and the basis for our Lifeway phototherapy patches. Now, it's been a well-recognized and proven scientific principle for eons, for thousands of years, literally, that specific frequencies of light can change different specific changes within the body. So, for example, when we go out in the sun, specific frequencies of light cause our body to make vitamin D. Another frequency of sunlight cause our body to make melanin, the chemical that gives us a suntan. And Lifeway's patented technology is based on the same rock solid, well-established and accepted scientific principle. So our focus for the last 14 years has been in the field of anti-aging and regenerative science. And in January of 2019, just a little over 3 years ago, we released to the global market the Lifeway stem cell activation patch, and it has absolutely been a home run. It's a historic and affordable breakthrough in stem cell activation. Some are actually calling it the holy grail of anti-aging and restorative science. And we're actually doing what the multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do. X39 actually activates a very specific copper peptide that activates our body's own stem cells, while also altering gene expression to over 4,000 genes towards a younger and more vibrant you. So X39 is a true game changer, a true breakthrough. And our inventor, founder, and CEO, David Schmidt, says, this is my greatest accomplishment or achievement yet, with an emphasis on yet, because David spends more time in the laboratory than he does in the office, that's for sure. So yes, we have patents, clinical studies, and field results. Yes, we have proof that X39 is actually turning back our biological clock, helping people like you and I to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And for us baby boomers, this is very, very good news. So that's what I had to share this evening, Robin. So I'm happy to turn the rest of the call back over to you.
Well, thank you, Gregory. As always, very enlightening presentation. For those of you that are new, I hope you are taking some notes, because this is breakthrough science. This is very exciting. Scientists around the world have called this a major breakthrough, and the billion-dollar companies couldn't do what David's done. So we want to bring on our special guest tonight, and she is a gift to our community in so many ways. Dr. Barbara, she was a classical pianist and then was suffering with a serious thyroid autoimmune disease, found a natural practitioner that helped her, and then she became a chiropractor. And then she added several other letters after her name, PSCD, which I need to find out what that is. She's also a professional wellness alliance. It's a mouthful. A licensed provider and an expert in detoxification and many more things in her tool chest. We all get to learn wonderful things from her. And so I want to welcome Dr. Barbara.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How fun having stripes tonight.
Yes.
That's great.
That kind of a day.
It's that kind of it's a wild day. Yeah. So welcome. And, we love having our providers. We are so blessed with so many amazing healthcare practitioners that have joined Lifeway. what is it that got you interested and why did you join us?
What got me interested was when my friend Michelle Niels told me about it first. This was a little more than 2.5 years ago. There was a lot of buzz in my profession about stem cells. And I had been approached by a few different people about bringing stem cell therapy, really stem cell injections into my practice. And, I looked into it a little bit. I would have had to really change my office, would have had to bring in another doctor who could do it because I didn't want to do that. And she said that this little patch can activate your stem cells. So I was curious. So I tried them. I ordered enough for both my husband and I to try them for about 2.5 months. And after 1 week, I already felt better. And so I picked a couple of patients who trusted me and told them about them. They both wanted to try them, just it's sort of a no-brainer. Really, when you have especially certain conditions in your body, and they both had fantastic results. And so I thought, well, this is so much better than stem cell injections. It's much more affordable. I don't have to have all of this equipment. I don't have to bring in lots of practitioners, and it's more reliable, right? It's so much more affordable for people, and everybody can get results, whereas injections may fail up to 40% of the time. So that's a huge bummer if you've just paid $10,000.
Huge bummer.
Yeah.
Safe, natural, affordable, and it works.
And they work.
It's
right.
a good combination. Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
So this wonderful technology, who is it for and who isn't it for?
It's pretty much for everyone. There are very few people who should probably not use them, right? Those two conditions are people who've received an organ transplant and people actively undergoing chemotherapy. It's great to use before and after chemotherapy, just not during. And everybody else, give it a try, because really everybody, there's a benefit for every human with these stem cell activation patches.
As Gregory said, you have nothing to lose but your health to gain, and they do come with a 30-day risk-free guarantee. So, and the injections do not. Okay.
They don't.
Yes.
Definitely not.
So the patch is a small little quarter-sized Band-Aid looking thing. What are the conditions to give maximum benefit of using this technology?
There's really two main conditions that you need to consider and address in your body. And the first one is good for every health recommendation, and that's to be well hydrated. Drink enough water, drink nice, clean water, pure water, and make sure your body has enough minerals in your inside to absorb the water into your cells where it needs to be. And the second is that you need to have enough copper in your diet, because what the patch actually does is stimulate your body to make more of this copper peptide, the GHK copper peptide. And after that has increased, then it will trigger your stem cell production. So you get all the benefits of this copper peptide, and then all of the benefits of having more stem cells.
Beautiful. So how do you use it?
How do you use it? You put it on, it's like a Band-Aid. So you just stick it on certain points, and they all come with a little booklet with pictures. So there's, you can put it anywhere. You can't go wrong. You can't hurt yourself with these in any way. So you wear it for 12 hours, and then it's finished, and you can either discard it or you can put it on your pet. And then you give your body a break for 12 hours. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and that helps your body prevent your body from adapting to it. If you wear it all the time, then it will become less effective because your body is just going to get used to it being there and stimulating with that frequency of light.
Beautiful, beautiful. Are there any adverse reactions that people may have?
There may be some that seem adverse, but really aren't. So really the two possible things that may, first of all, neither of them are the majority of people. So these are both definitely a small percentage of people, but some people may feel more tired for a period of time, and that could last a day or a few days or a few weeks, or even in some cases, a couple of months. But I've never seen it last longer than maybe 3 months. Usually it's more like a week or less. So that's one possible nobody likes to feel more tired, right? But with that, what I believe is happening is that once your body has access to more stem cells and then it goes to work, it puts them to work, and it takes a lot of energy to use them, to do that repair work. And that the energy that you have, we don't have unlimited energy, right? So it's directed internally, and you have less to use in your activities. So you seem more tired, but that's what I think is happening. So more tired is one. And another possible adverse reaction is that it may cause old symptoms to reappear, or even possibly be exacerbated for a short time. And again, it's important to know that that's a possibility. It's normal, and it means good things are happening, not bad things. And so you can take the patch off and wear it for fewer than 12 hours. You can wear it any period of time and just take it slower. Or some people just like to power through. But the body gets sick in a sequence, and then it gets well in a sort of a reverse sequence. So some old symptoms may reappear as the body is really healing.
Okay. I had that question today about why am I tired every time I put the patch on? And I said, oh, it's good, it's working. Your body may need a rest too.
Yeah. And for those people, I'd say wear it at night. You can wear it at night or the day, it doesn't matter.
That's good to know too. Can children wear the patches?
Yes, they can. I think the general recommendation is to take care or don't use them on children who can't communicate. So infants, maybe, if it were my baby, I wouldn't have a problem putting a patch on them or near them for, probably not a whole 12 hours. But then again, babies have lots of stem cells.
Okay. And let's see, I had the other question on the top of my tongue. So we're going to get into some questions in just a minute.
Okay.
What was my other question? My regular question that I love to ask you. Oh, I think I need my patch. All right, we're going to jump into the questions. And if it comes up, I'll ask you because it may show up. We're going to start at the top, and I'm answering questions from the Q&A only. And if you have a question you want to share or a story, we do love to hear your stories. And it's pretty fun to know that every day we get to hear wonderful, miraculous stories of people enhancing the quality of their life in ways that they didn't even think were possible. So Casey would like to know what patches are best for those suffering with chronic inflammatory joint issues, and where should you put them?
Oh, this is a good one because this little inflamed joint protocol works really well. So I would use 3 patches. Definitely X39, and you can wear the X39 either on the back of your neck or under your navel, one of the 2 standard places, or you can wear it right on the sore joint. And then if you use the glutathione patch, which is an anti-inflammatory, increasing that antioxidant, and the Eon patch, which regulates inflammation through your immune system response. So 2 completely different pathways to address inflammation. You put those on opposite sides of the joint, or again, you really can't make a mistake here. Put them all on the joint, all 3, in any place, and then let it go to work and give it some time. You know, you may feel relief in that inflammation in a matter of days, or it may take several months. But have enough copper in your diet, drink water, and the patches will be working, even if it doesn't seem like they are at the beginning.
Well, you triggered my question. Thank you. Is how long does it take to notice?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If only we could tell everybody, everybody's different. And it could be literally hours, anywhere from some hours to some months, and anywhere in between. So, you know, I recommend people commit to a decent period of time to try it, because you may be one of the people that takes 3 or 4 months to see some results. And you may be a person, you know, I noticed feeling different after the 5th day. And and they're both normal. They're both normal. So it just honor your body and the process your body is taking to utilize the copper peptide and the stem cells.
Well, thank you so much for that. So we do recommend people give it, 60 to 90 days, because you didn't get that way overnight, and it may not change that quickly. Some people notice quickly, some don't, but stay with it, continue to learn about it, and know that it's always working. Even if you're not getting the exact benefit you want, it's working. Okay,
Yep.
This is one that I know is true for a lot of people. Dr. Barbara, I've given patches to a potential customer, but he can't keep them on. He has knee problems and is fairly hairy. He's tried Band-Aids, etc., but they keep coming off. What do you recommend?
So they don't have to be stuck on your skin. You can stick them on your clothing that faces your skin. So you can put them on the inside of your socks. You can put it on the inside of your shirt collar, on or near the place that you would stick it on your skin. You can stick it on the inside of your waistband, beneath, below your belly button. Name a place, and you can stick your clothes up, or stick it on your clothes so it's facing your clothes. So if you want to address your knee, I guess, summertime, if you want to wear shorts, then you could even stick it on the inside of an ace bandage and then wrap the ace bandage around, or something like that. Inside of a sock. Those would be pretty tall socks.
Really tall. And I know several men that actually shave the hair for the spot that they want to put the patch on. And that's been very effective for a lot of people. So
yeah. It would be worth it. It would be worth it, and the hair will grow back.
Definitely worth it. Okay. So Michelle wants to know, any patch advice when someone's experiencing tingling on the left side of their body, maybe they're mainly arms and legs?
Tingling. I guess I would like to know more about the source of the tingling. Like, is it neurological? Is it from inflammation? Is it related to diet? Because there might be slightly different different recommendations for those
Sure.
issues. So only on the left side, huh?
So what it says, left side.
The left side of the body, all the nerves come from the spine. So I would probably, just as a general recommendation, I would recommend the same 3 as for the inflamed joint: X39, glutathione, and Eon. And I would wear them on my neck or on my low back, like over the lumbar vertebra, or even, the top of your sacrum, because those are the places where nerves are going to branch out down your arms and down your legs.
That's really, really good to know. Really good to know. And those 3 patches are pretty much foundational for just about anything, aren't they?
Yeah, they're powerful patches. They're potent and they work.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, Jody wants to know, does X39 help with bladder control?
Maybe. It might. That's not something that I could guarantee, but it definitely might help, and I would definitely give it some time to try. A bladder control issue is probably not something that happened overnight. And so I would give it a few months, and I would wear an X39 just above the pubic bone, where the bladder is. That's probably what I would do.
Great. And we've heard many, many stories of people having great success with that, but we don't promise anyone anything because everybody's different. So,
Yeah.
okay, Julianne wants to know, can people that are on immune suppressing meds use the patches?
It depends on the reason. If they're taking those because they've had an organ transplant, then the recommendation is no. Well, not X39, but they can use the others, right? I would use all the other patches. Even organ transplant people need antioxidants, and they need a lot of things. They need everything else. So if they're taking an immunosuppressive drug, say for an autoimmune condition, then I would definitely use it. I would use Eon and X39. Those are your top 2.
Before X39 came out, Eon was the star of the show. So those 2 are, they do a lot, even more than what we talk about. Okay, so what are all the sources of copper to add copy your body? Maybe copper to your body?
Copper? Yeah.
Jerry, could you kind of rewrite that question, because I don't really understand what you're saying. We're going to go on to the next one. We'll come back to you. Lori wants to know, where do you put the patches for your pet?
For your pet? Okay, I was just talking to somebody about this. Probably on the inside of their collar, because you want it to be facing their body. So if you stick it on the inside of their collar, that's usually the best. If they don't wear a collar, if it's a horse, you could just stick it on them. If it's something small like a guinea pig, then try a place. Some people will stick them on a bandana and then tie the bandana around the pet. So luckily, it's going to work just about anywhere you could put it.
Right. Yeah, we bought a collar for our cat and just wrapped it around the collar, and our dogs wear it on their dog tags. And some people put bandanas on, and some people stick it right on the hair or fur. Try it. See what's going to work. One of our dogs I saw walking around had a patch on her butt. She must have picked it up from somewhere, because we didn't put it there. Okay.
I've peeled them off my dog's feet too. Not on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. so one of our attendees is saying, I've had 2 mitral heart valve replacements, one in 2006 and the same heart valve in 2019. Have you heard that these patches may hurt a cow or pig valve replacement in your heart? Should I ask my doctor what the valve is made of, and will the copper peptide affect the replacement of the valve?
I don't think the copper peptide would. I would probably ask the doctor if it would be safe for you to get a stem cell injection, because if that's safe, then the patches would be safe for you.
Great. Okay. Julianne, if someone placed the patch on or near a scar after a procedure, and then they begin to feel tingling. If someone had placed the patch on or near a scar after a procedure, they begin to feel a tingling. There isn't a question there, so I'm not quite sure, Julianne, what you're asking. So maybe you should clarify that with us. Louise, I think your question is who should not use the patch? And I think we covered that. Can the patch raise blood pressure? Can they cause headaches?
Usually the X39 will lower blood pressure. There's a lot of documented cases where people's blood pressure were lowered. I'm not aware of any blood pressure increasing. What was the second part of that question?
Can they cause headaches?
Oh, it depends on the patch. I think the glutathione could cause headaches because it's very strong. It works very fast. And when you increase your glutathione quickly, it will detox you. And if you are dumping toxins into your system faster than your body can eliminate them, then that could cause you to feel headaches or nausea or malaise or just yucky.
More water, right?
Yeah. Drink more water and go slower. Go slower means wear it fewer hours for a shorter time.
Okay.
Take it off after maybe 4 or 5 hours and save it for tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And Kat is saying that her pain level changes from day to day from 9 to 4. Why would that be?
Your body's going through a process of repairing things, and that doesn't always happen on a steady, a very steady scale. Where is the pain? I don't know. Is that a headache?
It doesn't say.
Or something else.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting. The next 4 questions are all copper related. I'm going to read them all, and then you kind of clump them together. One is, how do you get more copper in your diet? And the second one is the same. And the third one is pretty much the same too. What sources of copper do you recommend to add to your diet? And then the fourth one is, oh no, there's 5 of them. How can you find how much copper that you have in your body? And can you have too much? And what do you do to take for copper besides water? What do you take for copper besides water? So basically we're wanting to find out, how do you get more copper in your system? And can you have too much?
Yes, you can have too much. So you don't want to supplement too much. And you probably won't get too much unless you just eat tons and tons of the top 10 foods that have the most copper in them. And I don't think anybody's going to do that because the number 1 is oyster. So oyster and liver are the top 2, I believe. So I don't know anybody who eats tons of those. I do. So I had, I created, with the help of my assistant who designed it, a nice looking list of foods high in copper, which I don't know if it's possible to share on here. But if nothing else, you can just Google foods high in copper, and I promise you'll get a list. and it's going to have oysters and liver on it. Buckwheat is great. Calamari, crab, lobster, shiitake mushrooms, dark chocolate. Make sure it's raw like cacao powder. Whey protein, oats, mushrooms, beans, avocado, tomato, cashews. There's a lot of foods with copper in them. And so, in order to find out how much you're eating, you'd have to look up each food and its content in the serving size that you have. So that's kind of inconvenient. But, if you're not feeling like you're getting results from X39, then you may want to either eat more of these foods or take a supplement. And you always want to choose a supplement where copper is bound to an organic molecule, like copper chelate of some kind, copper bisglycinate. Designs for Health has one that I like. It's called Complete Multi with Copper from Designs for Health. And that has, I believe, 2 milligrams of copper bisglycinate chelate. So that's a safe form. So really, you don't want to take a supplement that just says copper, because that can accumulate in your brain and cause inflammation and lead to neurodegenerative conditions.
Very good to know. And then we're going to finish up with Jennifer, who says, what is recommended for someone who has lost much of their kidney function? He doesn't know the cause and was very sick and is now on home treatment.
All right. Home treatment. I'm not sure what that means.
That may be a form of home dialysis if they don't have kidney function, but what can we do for someone who their kidneys don't work very well?
I think, using these patches, you can do quite a bit. If kidneys failed for no apparent reason, just in my clinical experience, I would guess that there's probably an infection that has happened in there. So I would address infection. Essential oils are great for kidney infections, actually. Lemon is good. Lemon and oregano oil, very good for kidneys. With the patches, I would definitely use your X39, and I would use the energy enhancer patches. You can put the energy enhancer patches on the kidney 1 points on the bottom of the feet. You could put them, so normally you're going to put them out here on the lung points, but it may affect kidneys a little bit more directly if you move them in a couple of inches to these points right here, on either side below your clavicle and on either side of your sternum. But you want to increase the energy and the flow of energy in your body. You want to be sure you're drinking the right amount of water, not too much, not too little. Have minerals in your water. And I would also use the glutathione patch. You could put the glutathione and the Eon patches directly over the kidneys on the back. So that's approximately on the bottom rib on either side of the spine.
Great. So last one, Julianne said, this is her clarification. What does that mean? The X39 is working, and that is why they have a tingling sensation near the scar where the patch is placed. Oh, does it mean that X39 is working when they get that tingling sensation near the scar?
Probably. Yeah. I don't know what else the X39 would be doing. And, it does get things, it does cause things to happen. And so I would assume that it's working. Yes.
Great. Well, we have come to the time end here, and I want to thank everyone for joining us, and always a gift to have you, Dr. Barber, share your great wisdom and experience with this technology Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you that are brand new and just checking us out, get started. We invite you to get started. There, like we say, there's nothing to lose but your health to gain. And it does come with a guarantee. So please get back to the person who invited you. And if you're doing this just for yourself, we have a great customer program. If you're the kind of person that likes to share, we have a wonderful distributor program, and when you become a member, there's a generous compensation when you do share. So thank you all for being with us this evening, and happy patching. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dr. Barbara.
You're welcome. Good night.